and welcome to Altitude, the show that's just for you, for high school students and others that are seeking maybe careers in science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics. This show is hopefully going to shed a little light on some of the backgrounds and careers that many of our guests have that you may find interested in pursuing. So without any further ado, let's get started with today's show. With me again, as usual, is my favorite sidekick, DJ Mickey Breeze, or AKA Mickey Breeze. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. You know, that's how we stay up. We got to keep it moving, keep it motivated, right?
Most definitely.
So it's kind of hard to keep that level of energy going all the time. I know whenever I see you perform, and I know you're going to talk a little bit about a lot of your performances, but it's that energy level, man. How do you keep that energy level up?
It's most definitely a little bit difficult between, just all the ins and outs of having to get to the show on time and dealing with the weather outside and everything like that. But a lot of it is just mindset, just trying to keep a positive mindset about how the day is going to go.
Well, you love what you do. I know we don't have to repeat that because you got the passion for the music, man.
Most definitely.
And I think you have a lot of followers that got passion for your music. But hey, look here. I just heard something. I went to the Sugar Hill Gang concert. And, I had a chance to talk and meet with a lot of people, but I mentioned your name. And it's like one person who was kind of not in the industry said, "Oh, Mickey Breeze, yeah, he's new. He's a brand new hottest thing out. He's got the thing." How do you respond? You're like an overnight success, right? You want to share a little bit about how you became an overnight success?
Overnight is a bit of a stretch. And the whole people hearing of me and the reputation thing definitely has its ups and downs. For example, a lot of what I've been trying to deal with as far as like putting my name in the industry, or at least putting my name in a lot of the club scene around here, is a lot of what I'm associated with. Not necessarily, I don't have anything bad attributed to my name, of course, but a lot of what my image kind of was built around was my age at first. So I might want to perform in a 21 plus club, or might want to perform in a stage that's, mainly based around adults and everything like that. But because people might hear my name and go like, "Oh, I've heard of him." The number one thing associated with it is, "Oh, he's that young DJ," or "He's that young new DJ," and everything like that, or "that young new performer." And it's, it's definitely a benefit and a disadvantage at sometimes, but for the most part, it's really good to have people knowing my name and just having an overall positive interpretation of what it is that I do.
Sure. So do you still move your equipment and help? What do you do behind the scenes? I mean, what is the work effort behind all of that? What is a typical gig like for you?
Okay, so a typical gig is, basically writing my own contracts, setting up just any sort of meetings or communication with a client that might want me, whether that's for DJing or trying to rap or donating my time, and a bunch of different things that go into it. So a lot of paperwork, one. Two, obviously just mapping out my transport and figuring out timing, trying to calibrate with rush hour traffic and other stuff like that. And just figuring out when I'm ready to get out the door. And then lastly, being my own roadie. Being my own roadie.
We have to do what we have to do, right?
We gotta do what we gotta do, most definitely.
Yeah. So any upcoming things you have going on? Because let me back up one quick second. I truly appreciate that hustle and that grind, because I think a lot of people do look at people in media, maybe on stage, and they say, "Oh man, that must be wonderful to be them." And on one hand, I'm sure it is great to be Mickey Breeze, right? That could be your own show. It's great to be Mickey Breeze, but you just outlined all those things that like a high school student really needs to focus in on. They have to do their English.
Right.
You didn't mention finance, but I know you have to in that contract you have to calculate the money. You got to at least be able to add, subtract, and multiply and do percentages
and all that sort of stuff.
You got to do your bookkeeping, so that basic accounting is good, as well as all those other disciplines, just to do what you do and to be as successful as you are. So it definitely isn't an easy path, and there's a lot of respect in the hustle for the entrepreneur, right?
Of course.
So, well, before we wrap up, what do you got coming up on the horizon here?
So very, very soon, I am in the process of getting a lot of my merchandise together.
Okay.
I've collaborated with True Heads Clothing by Neil Taylor, Kamani Beard of Summer Cypher and Elements by Kamani, and Southside Customs in order to make my own line of merchandise. I have dog tags coming out, I have earrings coming out, I have shirts coming out, I have hats coming out and everything like that.
Man, is that a new release? Do I get a, what is that called?
We'll get you that exclusive.
I got an exclusive announcement on the Power Up IT Minnesota STEM Altitude Show.
We'll
All
most
right.
definitely get you some merch down here.
Yes,
and
free complimentary.
I got you.
All right.
And then here in the month of November, I have a lot of shows coming up in the next couple weeks, and some really big club shows at the Ice House on Nicollet and the Basement Bar in downtown Minneapolis coming up at the end of the month.
Now, how about 2020? Anything? I know you performed at Soundset in the past few years and all that. Anything out on the horizon into 2020?
I'm trying my best to try and network and work on getting me another slot at Soundset 2020.
Okay.
I'm officially in talks with a couple of learning organizations known as Big Bang and Deeper Learning Conferences and everything like that, because they want to bring me out to South by Southwest again this year.
Yep.
And yeah, just a lot of good stuff on the horizon as far as, trying to set up and maybe hopefully potentially get out of state or out of country sometime soon.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you for taking your time to come into the wonderful SPNN studios here, and you have a wonderful day today.
You as well.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
Hey, no problem.